Subscribers, fans, Iceman here, and this is a dual-wielding barbarian who possesses some godly swords. I just transferred a lot of this stuff over from my new smiter build that I created only about a week ago. Got pretty far with them as well. Haven't done Ubers yet, but I hope to soon. Oh yeah, and this is a trading game. I'm on the ladder right now, and I'm hoping to get another Reaper's Toll. I'm tired of transferring those things from character to character. I'd rather just have another one on this Barb. But check this out, man. It's a grief. And I made it in a phase blade. They're indestructible. Not everyone knows that. Without really, looking at one closely. But that's what's so awesome about it, partly. It's indestructible, it has a fast attack speed, and this is grief. Just a super high damaging weapon, you know what I mean? Like my smiter uses it, and he's also partly a zealer as well. So it's just deadly, especially with the paladin's fanaticism aura. With 400 some percent enhanced damage, it really ramps up this core raw number here that you get. Mine's not a very high roll. It rolled 370 damage, but that's pretty damn fine damage nonetheless. And Lightsaber, which is a really fun mix-up with this whole build. You just suck in the lightning damage with that light absorb. It's like the guy just sucks it all in, and he likes it too. It seems to be anyway, because the little health pool just stays nice and filled up. It rocks. And on top of that, I really needed some mana steel. And of course, Lightsaber is a phase blade, so it's indestructible. But it's a nice weapon, especially with that lightning absorb mod. 25%, yeah, that's godly. High Lords, Ariots, good old Fortitude that I was using on my Paladin. I made this in a 13% enhanced defense Great Hauberk. Laying of Hands. 2 Raven Frosts, I believe. I like the String of Ears over Dungos in a lot of situations because there's a lifesteal. Yeah, so this character has a total of 11% lifesteal right now. But nothing too impressive. And as you can see, my res, I could max that cold res. Oh, shit. Look at here. This isn't a very good offer, but sometimes if you fish enough, you'll catch one. You know what I mean? So let's see. This guy might take the offer. I'm hoping to get an Reaper's Toll for my insight and a few cheap charms. And I couldn't get anyone to join these games. Wrong guy, I think is what he said, yeah. Apparently he'll be right back. But I could throw on some small charms that max my cold res. Only reason I haven't done that, because I just transferred this stuff over to the Barb to play around with him some, and I gave some of his charms to my Amazon. But I have 40% cold absorb with these Raven Frosts. I haven't noticed any cold damage going on. Yeah, so it seems like it's pretty much unnecessary right now to max that. But I mean, I have a few 11% cold, resist cold small charms that I could add to this character. So that won't be an issue. I wonder if this guy has the Reapers. But what's cool about this Barb is because of the 80 light res and because of the Lightsaber, you can, no problem, run the World Stone Keep, and that's a level 85 area. So the highest level stuff... What, is he transferring stuff? No. So the highest level stuff in the game can fall there. Just like the Pit in Act 1, Ancient Tunnels in Act 2, and many other areas in the game, including all the River of Flame and the Chaos Sanctuary. Jeez, what's taking this guy so damn long? I didn't really expect anyone to join this game. But surprisingly, with the ladder realms on Diablo 2 right now, there's a lot of folks on. There's a lot of folks playing. So, here we go. You might come to find that if you were to get on the ladder, and I think you should. Probably not going to take this offer. I don't really need one is the problem. A Reapers, but... because I already have 2. I don't want to trade much for one, you know what I mean? I have this almond pull right here. You'd probably no problem take one of those. Come on, let's go. Just take it. Just take it. Please? Take MF small charm out? Okay. Huh. Yeah, I might take it. Because I really don't need this inset. I have an ethereal one already made. You... okay. Whew! I thought he was playing a trick on me. Damn, look at that. It's not ethereal, obviously, because those go for quite a bit. But, and I wouldn't mind getting one. But not at this point. I'm looking to trade for other things as of right now. But this has 14% max lifesteal. Yeah, so my mercenary is going to kick some tail. But as you can see here, entering the Worldstone Keep, Taunt is a very nice skill to have with the Fenzy Barb. And this guy's not even optimized. This is an Axe Barb that I was using. See, the Axe Mastery is maxed. And there's only 1 in Sword Mastery. And Frenzy's maxed and a few other things. Battle Orders, obviously. But with a totally unoptimized Barb, they still kick ass. This build, anyway. And here's those pesky black souls that everyone can't stand. But if you have this lightsaber equipped with higher than max light res, higher than the standard max, you're gonna kick some ass. And look, I'm getting they're blasting the shit out of me, and it's barely even noticeable. And what's great about taunt is as long as they're not champions or uniques, you can taunt the souls, and they'll just come right by you and just start doing junk damage to you, basically. See, you call them over to you. Oh man, this stuff rocks. This build rocks. Now, I have more charms and stuff on my other characters that I can cross over to this guy that have more attack rating and max damage and things like that. I don't have an Annie. Those are a pain in the ass to get right now in the ladder realms, because I think the bots have been reduced significantly to where there's just not enough SOJs being sold. Yeah, but waste these souls, no problem. See? And if I were to, especially if I were to max my light res, that would be pretty nice. Now, this isn't optimized for 8 players, obviously. I mean, you could still do it, but it's just gonna be long chopping. But that's the thing, if you're playing on ladder, it's hard to get in 8-player games consistently anyway. Unless if they're BAL games, and the problem is with those is people just take off so fast that it's not really efficient for trying to level. If you got to keep rejoining games. And with Frenzy, if you have it on your right click and you just hold it down, we'll just continually seek out enemies. And you don't have to click on every single one of them. See? It's pretty tight. Oh, shit. I might get my little tail beat here, I'm not sure. But that's the problem. If you want to use taunt, though, you can't have it on your right click, obviously. I suppose you could alternate, but I don't really care to do that. If you were to have 2 griefs, however, with this build, it would be more optimal for running higher player games. But even with that, like I said, you can still chop away, and as long as you're stealing life and mana, you could do higher player games with this build. I have done, to some extent, screwed around with that. Yeah, I really wanted mana steal, so I had it off this, but I actually have a dual leech ring, with attack rating preferably, and you can have that in place of one of these Raven Frosts. And I have one of those, it's just on Amazon. So you put that in place of that, then you bump up your attack rating with small charms, and you're going to have a pretty high AR. Mine's really low right now, it's 7,000, because I threw all those charms into another character. But once you do that, you're going to really be hitting shit like crazy. What is good, however, about these two items, these two weapons, is they both have ignore target's defense. So for the normal monsters, that renders them a, a 95% chance to hit, I believe, which is max. So it hits them every time, but with bosses, it takes a little longer. And I'll definitely find that in this case, because I don't have my AR small charms on this character. So I'm just swinging away at Bell, and a lot of them I'm missing. But I did kill him last game, and it didn't take that long. Probably 2 minutes or so. But I didn't have any problem dying or getting hurt, because I steal enough and my resists are high enough and stuff like that. And I could really use more mana steel. That dual leech ring would be nice. And in that case, I wouldn't even need the lightsaber for leech. But ideally, with the Frenzy Barb, Grief would be one to go with. And I did have a Breath of the Dying Zerker on this guy, but I traded that. I made a video on that one. It was pretty cool. I would love to have both Grief and Breath of the Dying. And in this case, I might have to make it into a Colossal Blade or something like that. But another sword that could be used with this is possibly another Grief, and that would be freaking epic. But Breath of the Dying or Death would be great options as well. So the only thing you'd be lacking that is the light absorb primarily. Lightsaber is just a really cheap weapon, as most of you probably know. But it's kind of fun to screw with the cheap stuff, especially when you have an epic item like Grief on Switch, or on your other hand. It just doesn't really become so necessary to have an extremely powerful weapon in your other hand as well. Now, I'm not sure if your left-hand item, or if the damage modifier on Grief, the fact that it adds raw damage, I'm not sure if that adds damage to your lightsaber, or to your opposite hand. It does seem to be rather consistent each swing, but I don't know if that's the case with the weapons. But either way, it still is a rather efficient build. Yeah, but what do you guys think about this guy? Come back to Diablo 2 if you haven't, and get on the Ladder Realms. It's damn cool, and there's a lot of people playing. We get enough people playing on here again, Blizzard will probably make a remastered version. And that's what a lot of folks want, is a remastered version of this. But let me know your thoughts on these matters in the comment section below. And like this video if you haven't yet. Really appreciate it. I'm the Iceman. Peace be with you.